What's up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are reviewing Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows Part 2 from 2011. What I thought of this movie? To me, man, this was honestly almost as good as the first one. Nearly close, because this one was definitely a great conclusion to this whole, series as a whole. Because it has been one heck of a journey, man. After us, almost 8 videos in a row. And we're concluding, well, at least this version, and the next we will review Fantastic Beasts 1 through 3, even though originally they were going to do 5, but it's looking like they're only going to do 3 now. Basically, they're only going to give us half, but we'll get over that, and, we'll get over that next. What I thought of this movie, I thought it was great, and to me, it was by far the darkest, but then, and I'm definitely going to discuss that, but to me, man, Harry Potter, this was like the Avengers Endgame. And Harry, I felt so incredibly bad for. So bad, because, basically, I don't blame him, for trying to, sacrifice himself. Because he has nothing to lose. At this point, he has nothing to lose. Because he has lost everybody. Basically, almost everybody in his life is gone, man. And that's why he has nothing to lose. So it makes sense. And now we know why Professor Snape has always been acting a bit, attitude-ish to Harry Potter. Because apparently the reason why he hates his father is because he also, had a crush on him. Ironically, I had a crush on Harry Potter's mother. But then the three started a love triangle, and then eventually, James' father eventually got her. And then they both die, and, that was the moment where, where I actually felt bad for Snape when he gets killed off. Because, I feel like at the end of the day, he does want to help his students. It's just the way he goes about it is just, it's just the way he does things is just not the right call. But I think that, and then he tried to convince, Professor Snape, not Professor Snape, Dumbledore, to let the boy live. Basically making Dumbledore, Dumbledore here, where he's willing to kill this poor kid. It's and then it turns out Dumbledore has a brother. His brother, man, apparently the two had a falling out due to, the death of their sister, which I'm like, yeah, Dumbledore isn't what he seems, man, because it's great, and the character arc, for, that dude, and man, we felt bad for that one, student in the Hogwarts that, always, the kid that breaks, his arm, yeah, that same kid, he's technically the real hero, say, Harry and him, because he's essentially, because if it wasn't for him, the kid that broke his leg, or whatever his name is, he essentially, cuts out the snake. If it wasn't for him, Harry would probably be dead. And in my opinion, man, it's crazy how we went from Harry, being this little kid to now, man. It's like, it's crazy, man. It's like, what's more crazy is, man, and Voldemort was such an iconic villain, man. Because the actor that plays Voldemort made him iconic. And to me, man, Voldemort and the final battle between Harry Potter and Voldemort was by far the most epic. And basically, he kills Voldemort eventually. And then he gets rid of the Elder One since because it will just happen again, and luckily he does. Harry Potter destroys it, and then essentially you may think it's the end, but then it says 19 years later, basically almost 20 years. And then we see an adult Harry Potter and an adult Hermione and Ron having kids of their own. So, you know what the moral of the story is? No matter what team you're on, what matters is that just because you're on a team that you don't want to be in does not mean you should, because you can, go on another team if you want to. Right? And to me, man, and how it ends, where basically ends on a pretty satisfying conclusion. And if the series ends here, actually ends here, then I'll be perfectly happy with it. Like Harry, now he could finally, he eventually has his own wife, and then eventually has kids. So he has a purpose in life now, because essentially, Harry basically lived his own happily ever after. Well, he finally got what he, deserved. He finally got the ending that he wanted, because he rightfully deserves to have his own family, because it was just, because I'll tell you this, though, is that for me, and basically it ends in a pretty satisfying conclusion, and overall for me, to me, I would rank this, I would say Harry Potter's 1 and 7 Part 2 are the two that I think are the best. Because overall this whole franchise has been basically, I think all the movies here are great. Even the weaker entries. And to me, man, and that's it. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows Part 2, came out in 2011 and made apparently $1 billion, over $1 billion at the box office, which is no surprise. And basically the franchise remained dormant for years until the Fantastic Beasts series, which came out back in 2016 to 2022 to present. Because it's Fantastic Beasts 4 and 5, those two are kind of up in the air right now, so as I'm recording this, but man, Harry, man, because Fantastic Beasts came out in 2016, and this came out in 2011, so 12, 13, basically, this franchise didn't get an installment until 5 years later. So, stay tuned for the Fantastic Beasts series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. In peace.